Hello, everyone. Welcome to Grindhouse Scrims Massacre. I'm your character, Nugs, and today's matchup is between Future and Rebirth. We have a ghost set to begin this matchup with our killer Dino trying to some survivors trying to things are impatient with spawning. Nobody ever selling. As a matter of fact, we do find a survivor here. This is going to be a M1 to Akira, as this first comes. This case gets taken over to this tile here, and a quick stun comes through. That is a root cleanse, and Leon with quick down as well. Pick up through, and we'll see this will be Painter one. Not be pain remnants either or no is have progress, which would be unlikely. Matter of fact, that there was corrupt in the game. We stealth toward main here, trying to virus alpha. No, that Ghostface is behind them. Mark, like, corrupted will applied to this generator and really placement hook come through as well. I think Dino is good with this. And we see Dino go towards this 9th side of the map, towards the bottom. We catch the reset onto Akira. Body block does not come through, and a hit through the pallet. Very unfortunate here, as another pickup will happen. Eruption gets proc onto the main generator, and now we have a pain res being used on Akira. Dino entering stealth, going to be following Mole here, who seems to be rotating for this basement pull. It does come through. Dino trying to be able to lean, and it does not come through, unfortunately. 60% stock comes through on Alpha, gets revealed, and does not try to go for a tag onto the rescuer. Instead, we see a gen over at 5 pop, and we catch Colleen rotating for the pull onto Akira. Dino able to cut off, forcing it to either be a trade. Colleen rotates away, and it looks like Akira might just be dying on this hook here. Instead, we see Mole going for the trade, and it does come through. Mole goes down, and we're trying to catch up to Akira to get this tunnel out secured at 4 generators remaining. If this down does come through quick, it will prove very deadly onto Rebiirth survivors, and it looks like it will. Very quick tunnel out secured at 4 generators remaining, forcing a 3v1 early on. Pickup onto Mole does come through, and that will be the death. Now we see Dino's stealth over 9 side of the map. We see blood trails. Mole unaware of the Ghostface position and will go down very quickly. Now we're slugging to find some other survivors. We see Alpha working the main area gen. A swing does come through, an unfortunate miss as well. Swing to the pallet does not land, does get stunned. Gonna keep this chase going towards the excise pallet here, over at 1. Pallet goes down, trying to bait a vault. Very panicky from Alpha here, and goes down on the excise pallet. We see a pickup come onto Mole as well. This will be Alpha's second stage, and not a pain res coming through, which means Alpha's uh, pain res is still available for when uh, the death hook does come. We see the full reset come onto Mole and some stock onto Colleen, unaware of the Ghostface position. Again, a quick mark and down does come through. We are going to be slugging, looking for this final survivor here, trying to either catch them off guard, rotating for the pole, or just working a bottom side generator. Power does come back. We see Mole in 8 here, an unfortunate find, and this might just be a 4K at 4 generators remaining. We see Mole trying to W key, make it a trade, perhaps, as we go through the main building here. Another pre-drop comes through, making a lot of distance as the strong pallet goes down. Alpha does die on hook, and that will be another down coming through onto Mole, securing a 4K at 4 generators remaining. A very, very good result for Dead Future. Rebiirth's killer will have to meet or beat a 4K4, which is a very, very hard task. Or sorry, a 4K5 will need to happen. A very hard task for Rebiirth's killer here. We find Mole, the slugging is over, and now we will eventually just be waiting on these survivors to die out. But again, Rebiirth's killer does have the very tough task of a 4K5 in order to take the set, with Tycon being 4K4. Dead Future survivors will more than likely have an easier time just needing to get a 4K3, 2 generators, which would give them that set point. Dino walking around, enjoying his time, as he has secured this 4K at 4 generators. We see Colleen enter the second stage, and Mole shall soon follow within the next 10 seconds here. Dino with an amazing performance. Unfortunately, Rebiirth survivors have made multiple deadly mistakes that did cause this win con, with being unaware of the Ghostface positions and those marked downs twice. Patch spawning right by Dino as well, right in the 8 corridor. And that will be it for this game. Stick around for set 1, match 2. Hello everyone, welcome back to Grindhouse Massacre. We see Rebiirth's Ghostface here with a very difficult win con of a 4K5, as Dead Future's Ghostface Dino had achieved a 4K4 upon Rebiirth survivors. We see that our Ghostface here, Simfo, has spawned topside looking for some survivors trying to push up to the top side of the map, as Corrupt Intervention is going to be preventing any bottom side generators from being worked at the moment. We spot out Dino here, trying to get some stock on him. A quick 99 does come through by the power of Billy, our brown add-on. And we were going to be leaving that chase. We find scratch marks here, find Prince, gets a little bit of stock on them, roughly 33% of the way stocked. And now we're looking around the top side to see if anyone else has tried to push the top side of the map here. Going into the 1 area, we find no progress on that generator. Going back to 9 from the top side here, perhaps trying to catch Prince off guard if he has came back to this generator, in which he has not. Corrupt will be almost over in roughly 15 seconds here, allowing the survivors to work the bottom side generators, which will give Simfo a little bit of a harder time because, again, the win con is 4K at 5 generators. We still see Simfo trying to find some stealthing survivors at the top side of the map, in which we do find Prince. A swing through the pallet and a miss. Break on the pallet will come through, and straight back into power we will go. Leaving the chase rather immediately, we find scratch marks here, and a quick tag onto Finesse does come through. We seem to be not committing this chase and instead crossing the middle of the map to go towards the 3 side here, in which we find more scratch marks, and Prince has been found over here at this 4 filler. A swing through the pallet and a hit will come through. Power has come back, and we will be entering Night Shroud once more. Heading back over to the top side of the map, Corrupt is over, so survivors are able to be working these bottom generators, which will give Simfo way more pressure upon him. A reset does come through onto Finesse, and we find some progress on this bottom mid generator. Ruin has affected it, so that means the survivor has left. We find Finesse here at the bottom side of the map, and a quick tag will come through as there's no resources available. Quick window vault, and it seems to be we are going to be committing this chase. And a quick switcheroo comes through as we find Dino working this generator here. And Dino is 99. Bloodlust does come through, baiting the pallet to get dropped, and a break will come through. This will be Dino getting marked, and now is exposed and will be a one-shot down. Baits the pallet really well, and unfortunately is unable to read the mind game, loses the 50-50, and that will be the first down of the game. You're looking to take Dino towards the middle of the map to get a Painrez hook, and very close to wiggling out, but does not. That will be a Pain Resonance affecting a generator. Not sure which one yet. And we enter Night Shroud to try and sneak over to the bottom of the map. We once more find Prince. Get some stock on him. Gets revealed. Prince roughly halfway stocked, and a unhook will come through onto Dino by Finesse. Pallet stun comes through. Quick break. Just trying to go through these resources, and that will be Tycon secured for dead future survivors. As Dino's Ghostface did 4K4, as previously mentioned. A quick reveal comes through onto Simfo by Prince, forcing a tag to reset his stock meter, and will be taking chase towards this very strong exit gate pallet. It will just be going down, and we are going to play around this pallet. Instead, going to the excise pallet, swing through, does not land it. Going to break the excise pallet, and keeping this, instead leaving the chase. Might be trying to bait Prince to come out. It does not work. And we find Dino getting roughly 60% stock onto him. Going to Dino now 99 as stock also came onto Nas. Quick pallet drop comes through. A mark comes through onto Dino. Now this chase at the library. Very strong setup for Dino, as library is usually generated pretty strong if played correctly. Instead, we see Dino take this chase towards 8 here. God pallet goes down, and so does this pallet. over here at 7. We are now leaving this chase, looking to try and sneak on this bottom generator here. Heading back topside, as topside has not been checked in a while, and that will be WinCon confirmed for Dead Future, as 2 generators have popped. Now, Dead Future and Simfo can simply play for a better result here. Prince caught off guard by the swing through the pallet. Good read by Simfo here. And Nos trying to get a flat firecracker save, I believe. Simfo trying to push Nos away here. And the pick onto Prince will come through. Looks like we will be taking this hook in the main building. And that will be a pain res hook. We heard Finesse scream from the pain res, ran roughly from the library or bottom side of the map. Get some quick stock on Nos here. Roughly 75% stock will be able to be stocked before a reveal does come through, for as long as Simfo does play this correctly. Perfect 99 onto Nos. Going to break the pallet here. Reveal does not come through. Nos will be getting marked soon if we do commit this chase. And it looks like we will. Mark comes through. And now forcing 50-50s. Eventually does win one to get the down onto Nos. We'll be taking this hook here. Another pain res coming through onto another generator. Looking towards the middle of the map where we saw Ruin just affected. Tiny bit of stock comes through on Finesse. We see Ruin doing its thing onto this library generator, but no survivors to be found near it. Unhook comes through onto Nos. Simfo will be slowly making his way back towards the unhook to potentially get this tunnel out. Caught off guard, Finesse will be taking a tag, and the pallet break will come through. Residual Manifest causing blindness onto Simfo will not be able to see where generators are, and we will see if that affects him in the near future. Swing through the pallet, unfortunately gets stuck on the chairs, and that will be a pallet stun coming through. Finesse playing this beautifully, and able to leave this tile. But going to the library now, and forcing the pallet drop and break. Night Shroud is now activated, going towards the middle of the map. And we see Prince, that was working on this generator, not going to be committing this chase. And another generator does pop. It will be the main generator. We find Dino and Finesse, who was unfortunately unaware of where the Ghostface would come from. We're going to be taking this basement hook here in the main building. Gonna go for the back hook, which will take survivors a little bit longer to get the unhook. And now heading towards this middle generator. We see Prince still trying to work it. A little bit of stock on Prince comes through, roughly a third of the way to a mark. Prince still at this loop. Stock slowly coming through. Now at 3/4 of the way stocked. Now 99, ready to be marked at any moment. And now the mark does come through. We'll be able to get the down before Prince can reach the pallet, and an unhook on Finesse does come through. Looks like we will be taking Prince over to this 9 hook here. And heading towards main to try and find Finesse. to maybe get a tunnel out, instead leaving the area, allowing a reset to come through onto the Finesse. Simfo knows the general area of where the Rescuer and Finesse would be. Trying to find them, finds Finesse, who is currently our tunnel out. A quick tag does come through. Reveal also does happen. We see the 12th pallet was already dropped. Amongst this pallet here over at 11, Unhook on Prince comes through, and Finesse will be going corner and dying. That will be our first death at 2 generators remaining, forcing the 3v1. Oh, I am mistaken. That is my bad. It will be second stage onto Finesse. We see Survivor trying to work the middle generator. I believe 2 survivors, as 2 sets of scratch marks were leading away from the generator. Ruin still doing its thing upon these generators. We hear progress happening onto Library. A grab attempt did come through onto Nos, but it did not work, and it simply was just a tag instead. A 4th generator does pop, and it looks like we're gonna be going back to Hook here to try and secure Vanessa's death and make this a 3v1. Power does come back. We're gonna enter Night Shroud here, so Vanessa cannot give comms based off of the Terror Radius. A lot of stock does come through onto Prince quickly, and we find Dino as well, trying to get some stock onto him. 99, and Finesse does end up dying on that hook. With both Prince and Dino able to be fully stocked before they can reveal in time, and Nos injured, now Simfo officially does have a lot of pressure on these survivors. Dino 99 did not catch the Ghostface in time and will be going down from a mark. We will be taking this hook in the middle of the map between these 3 generators here that are remaining. That will be second stage onto Dino, and the final generator does pop. We are looking for the survivor or survivors that popped this generator, and we do find Prince forcing the locker grab to give Nos and Dino a chance to escape. Unhook does come through onto Dino, which means neither of the gates do have that much progress, and Prince was hooked pretty in between these gates. We hear Dino, unfortunately caught off guard, going as deep in the corner here as he can. Now slugging to find Nos here and try and get a 4K at 0 generators remaining. Sinfo just looking back at where Dino has died to see if Nos was there healing him. Now entered Night Shroud. Dino will be able to give comms as to Simfo's position if he is still in that corner. Looking around the middle of the map here to try and find Nos. Gonna go in the library and towards this other gate. We do not check the progress on it. Going back to where Dino was originally down, we do not hear Dwight, as he has crawled over to 8, really picking up and making this a hatch 50-50, as there is no way to guarantee a hatch spawn on Larry's here. That will be Dino officially being taken to the entity, checking this gate one last time, seeing if Nos was working it. As a matter of fact, it's not working it. We do not hear the hatch spawn, and it is now a 50-50 between looking for hatch or trying to get a gate, and Nos does get the hatch. That will be Dead Future taking this set. Our next set is Oni on Cold Tower 1 with Rebiirth killing first. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Grindhouse Massacre. I am your caster, Nugs, and we have our second set of today's matchup between Dead Future and Rebiirth, which is Oni on Cold Tower 1. We see a standard build from Sympho's Oni here, and going to be breaking this main wall here. We are looking for some survivors trying to cross from either 3 or 9 towards uncorrupted generators. And I believe we have spotted out a survivor here running towards the top side of the map. We also see scratch marks at main building. Spot Dino at main building as well. Scratch marks do come towards 10 here. And a bamboozle vault does come through. An early hit might happen here onto Prince. And it does. Pallet drop as well. That will be a quick first hit, which will be very helpful for Sympho. Now following Prince here as a pre-drop onto the car pallet does come through. Power will be ready just about now. We spot a survivor working the hill trend here, and another loud noise notification coming through by Prince. Sympho gambled for the 50-50 that Dino was camping this eye filler, but it did not happen, unfortunately. Good dodge from Dino here. And now leaving this chase, heading towards the bottom side of the map, we see progress on this logs generator, but no survivor near it. Gonna be back on Dino. And a good dodge does come out from Dino at this eye filler, trying to demon dash this 50-50, and barely misses onto Dino. Pallet drop comes through. Sympho did expect it, preparing a Demon Strike to instantly destroy that pallet. A reset does come out onto Prince, and now last second down of power does come through onto Dino. Pickup will come through. We shall see what hook we go to. We go to the 6 hook here, and that will be a pain res. We do not. Oh, we do see that it hit the logs generator there. And now we are heading towards 5 here as we hear progress on this generator. No survivor to be found. Nos with a crow found, not looking where the Oni was, and a free tag will come through, giving this Oni 2 injured survivors once Dino gets unhooked. There is also a bug with Oni. I am not sure if this is fixed, but there is a bug where hooked survivors do naturally drop blood orbs as if they were simply injured. We will figure out if that bug did come through. High progress on this 10 generator here. Not going to dry kick it, and not going to chase finesse either. We spot blood orbs around this 2 tile here. Dino freely hitting second, as we also hear high progress on main building. Roughly 75% of the way through, I would say. And that will be a dry kick and power achieved. We would be able to pop power and camp Dino to death here. Walking our way towards Dino, and the unhook does come through. Power will pop, and we will be trying to go for this tunnel onto Dino. Tag onto Dino does come through with endurance, and Shack Pellet will be dropped and deleted from the game. Chase now being brought over to 5. Pallet stun does come through, but we do get the hit through the pallet, and that will be a very early tunnel out onto Dino as the 10 generator does pop. We will be taking this hook at 5, and now 2 generators have popped for this death. We do still have a 4-gen bottom and can prove deadly as we are now in a 3v1 situation with blood still lying around. Looking around the top side of the map to see if anyone is still lurking around here. Heading onto this hill at 9. And we do not see any survivors just as of yet. Heading over to this logs generator. Going to dry camp. And now we are simply patrolling these generators. We spot a survivor at 6. That will be Finesse. I do believe. Yes, that is Finesse. Trying to mind game this shack. It does work out. And a quick hit will come through. Power is ready. And we will still be playing this chase as an M1 killer. Heading over to this pillar in the bottom mid. We hear gen progress back on logs, which means someone has worked on it. Bloodlust does come through. And chase does end, which means we will be losing Bloodlust here. Pallet break does happen. Chase will be brought back towards shack. But with Bamboozle, we can just make this easily not a loop. Forcing Finesse over towards 5 here. We're not going to be vaulting. And a quick Bamboozle vault does come through. That will be a down onto Finesse. And with power ready, we can easily pop power and snowball this situation to be a very deadly one with the potential for generators. Quick 9-degree flick does come through, unfortunately does not land. Nos trying to crouch around and bait the Oni into going around the T out there. Does not work out. Now we are searching for Prince, the final survivor, to try and secure a 4K at 3 generators. With the remaining power time, it looks like we might not be finding Prince. And we will be heading towards Vanessa's last seen location. Nos gets picked up by Prince. Not going to go for the pickup, but instead try and find Prince and Nos, in which we see Nos pre-leave towards the main building. A strong loop, but we still do not find Prince. Checking this locker here, Prince is not found inside. Medium vault does come through, giving away Prince's location. Prince might have thought that Sinfo had found him, but it did not happen. Now we have this chase over at 1. Pallet will get dropped. Bloodlust does come through, and it looks like a tag will happen here. Because of the NA-EU ping difference that will cause a tag onto Prince, bamboozling this L wall. Prince will be going down here, and now all survivors are there are no survivors that are healthy, giving this Oni a lot of blood, which will prove deadly in the near future. Pain resonance will come through, and power is now ready. We see some high progress on this generator here, but it has still been regressing this whole time. A lot of blood on the log generator, as we see Vanessa has completed the generator. Both survivors in a locker. Head-on comes through. Firecracker as well, blinding the Sinfo. Pallet does drop. And we are going back to see if Nos was still in the locker, in which she was not. But with the power of balanced landing, she can make the locker again, and we'll just be taking the locker grab, as there is enough blood at the logs generator in which he can easily get his power back. Just as so, we are going to be going right to Princess Hook here, uh, believing the fact that Finesse will be going for the rescue, in which that is exactly the case. Hitting the corner, unfortunately, but that would be Prince taking the body block and draining the power if so. So it could prove to be a better thing, as a matter of fact. Still demon dashing, trying to get Finesse here, in which we do, and we do know Prince's general location as well, going towards Nos for the pickup, and now just going to pick up Finesse here. That hook was not a pain res, and we'll be going to this middle hook instead, and that will be a pain resonance proc. There's, again, a lot of blood at this logs generator, and it will be enough to get power from 0, basically. We hear Nos in Shack because of the grunts of pain, and now heading towards Shack to try and further snowball the situation. Goes into basement, forces locker. This is Prince, as a matter of fact. Will not be will be taking the locker grab, and will just take this basement hook here. That will be the death onto Prince, and the rescue does come onto Finesse. Power once again ready. And now we are trying to track where these survivors could have gone, believing that we are going towards the main building here. Might be behind the main building. Do not find them. And now, patrolling this 2 generator, we see someone's footsteps come through. That will be Nos, who has been found, running into Simpo's loving arms, and now once again trying to slug for Finesse. Checking locker, going to dry generator here, and I'm going to patrol these other remaining generators to see if Finesse is trying to secure a 4K at 1 generator. We do not hear much progress on any of these generators, and seems to be Finesse was stealthing for a NOS pickup, or was just simply stealthing in general. As we do lose power, we have a decent amount of blood across the map, and with these survivors being constantly injured, it should be enough for power to eventually come through if we keep looking around the map for blood. Slowly collecting blood as Nos is still Slug, who I believe is fresh. We find the last bit of blood needed at this generator to get power back. Right kick will come through onto this generator, and we find a decent amount of blood heading towards the 9 side of the map here. Simfo's suspicious that this is Finesse leaving those bits of blood behind. Instead, now checking Shack, and now going back to where the slug was. Heading over to the 3 side of the map with power ready, Nos has likely crawled to a corner of the map, and we see Simfo looking at the edge map here, trying to find the slug onto Nos. which if Nos does bleed out here, this will prove, this could prove deadly to Rebirth and the Survivor game, because a 4K at 2 generators, if Nos bleeds out, would be a win for Dead Future, as bleedouts do not grant the fresh hook point. And that was a fresh bleed onto Nos. Hatch closed both gates topside, but in power, will be able to check both gates in time before Finesse does have enough time to open these gates. Has a very, very good position, able to see both gates from here at the main building, and is patiently waiting for Finesse to make his move to try and escape, but that seems very, very unlikely here. So this will be a 4K at 2 generators, but with 3 fresh hooks instead of 4 because of that Nas fresh bleed out. Which means if Dead Future does 4K at 2 generators, that will be Dead Future taking the set, forcing Rebirth survivors to get 4 generators. With the power of Bamboozle, Finesse will be forcing Locker here, which will secure this 4K 2 generators and 3 fresh hooks. Hook comes through on the top middle, and Finesse shall be taken towards the entity here. This could be the final game, as Dead Future did take the Ghostface set if you guys did miss it, with a strong 4K4 from Dino. Simpo was not able to meet that, or beat that. We shall see Dead Future's Oni next up. Stay around. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Grindhouse Massacre with our matchup between Dead Future and Rebirth, where Cookie does have the win condition of a 4K at 2 generators remaining due to a fresh bleed that did come through. A quick chase is found onto Simfo here as we vault into the main building and a main building door does break. Balanced landing will be used to get away from Cookie here, and Chase will be dropped. We see a usual Oni build of Corrupt Intervention, Pain Resonance, Bamboozle, and Eruption. And I don't believe I introduced myself. I am your caster, Nugs, for this matchup. We find Mole here at the 6th filler here, a very strong pallet that will be broken. Mole here now in the open, which will be an early tag, as blood will now start to be dropping and Cookie gaining power. Snowballs can be created and could be created, as a matter of fact. Blood coming through from Mole. We are 1 drop away from getting power here, and power is now achieved. Going to still commit to Mole here at Shack. Quick vault onto the Shack window, and has moved around the entirety of Shack here. With Bamboozle on the window, the Shack pallet will now be forced to be dropped to keep this chase alive. Power does pop, Corrupt is over, and our first generator of the game does pop before even a down. Trying to balance landing, but does not work. Simpo is caught in power here. A pickup will come through, and this could be a pain res. Instead, going to the water tower hook here, as we saw a missed skill check onto the middle generator as well, unfortunately. That is a pain res token used on a generator around this area, I believe. Based off of this high progress here and regressing, that is the generator that was hit by Pain Resonance. And unfortunate, this skill check has caused that generator to not pop, it seems. Trying to bait a Demon Dash from one way, instead heading towards two here, but no one was there to fall for that bait. The rescue does come through onto Simfo, and still no reset onto Mole, which does mean ever since we left that chase, Mole has been dropping blood. And a very nice head-on does come through from Colleen. A firecracker drop does happen. No blind though, as it was a little bit early, and a down will come through. Power now at roughly 10%. A decent amount of blood will be needed to be collected. As we do find some blood on this hill, Simfo has been found, and Mole has been reset. A lot of blood here at Shack. Not going to collect, however, instead trying to commit this chase as an M1. Trying to swing through, thinking that the pallet was placed there, but it, as a matter of fact, was not. It's on the other corner of this tile. Trying to mind game this pallet, but the survivor does read here. Simcoe vaulting the pallet just in time, and now leaving the tile, but with Bloodlust 2 kicking in, will not be able, will make this Shack window vault, extending this chase even further, now collecting the blood here at Shack, trying to gain power, roughly one blood orb away here, popping power and leaving this chase. With progress here on this 2 generator, going to damage to apply Eruption, and now trying to play around this pallet. Pallet does get dropped, and a nice flick to get the down onto Mole here. Did think about the idea of slugging, but it decided against it. Try and get a pain res here. Another generator does pop, and that will be a pain res coming through. A lot of blood at this pile because of that previous chase with Simfo. Power will once again come back. And with Sinfo and Colleen still injured, a lot of blood has been dropped around the map, in which now we are looking around the map to find some survivors, and we do find Simfo here out in the open with no resources for immediate access, and will be going down. Cookie going to go for a slug here, and we see some survivors head towards 3. We hear footsteps heading towards the bottom side of the map here. It is T, and T will be going down quite quickly. This is our final fresh survivor, which is also our final pain res token. Simfo gets picked up, and now there are no survivors that are healthy. All survivors will be dropping some blood for this Oni to collect. We are going to be taking this hill hook here around 6, and we see a lot of blood at 7. Anti-3 gen making its way through, and going to be going for Mole here to get a lot of that power. Power instantly collected and popped as we head towards 5 here. Pallet Vault does come through, and it looks like we're going to be taking this chase towards the 3 side of the map. High progress onto that 2 generator as we find Colleen here, and we're going to be trying to slug this out as we were originally chasing Mole, trying to figure out where Mole could be right now, or the other survivors that had unhooked key. We do not find any survivors with the remainder of our power, So we will be picking up Colleen, and that will be the second stage. Cookie's win con, again, is a 4K at 2 generators. So if Rebirth does pop 2 more generators, we will be seeing the Bubba set, as Dead Future did take the Ghostface set for those that missed it. We find that all 3 of the other survivors have been reset, but a quick hit onto T gives power, which has now been popped, and will be leaving this chase to go back towards the hook. We see scratch marks at the hook here, and an unfortunate body block attempt does happen. Colleen unable to body block, and does still take a hit right after Mole's hit. There will be a quick down on to Colleen as well, right after the unhook, confirming 1 kill at 3 generators remaining here. We are gonna keep Mole nice and slug, trying to collect some blood here, try and get that power up and going again. We might have enough blood corpse here for Cookie to be able to pop power. We find T at this generator, but did Cookie see them? We hear T boldly trying to crank that generator. Cookie catches on and goes for the window fake. Does not work out as Cookie does read it. Mole gets picked up. We are going back towards where Mole was originally downed, and we find Mole here going to be committing to this chase on Mole here, taking it towards 10, thinking that a vault might come through. That is power officially out. Mole taking it towards the pallet here, a swing trying to get this quick down happens, but it does not hit, unfortunately. This down will now be coming through, however. Being able to get in the locker just in time for Cookie to miss that swing with the power of auto aim. Gonna be taking this water tower hook here, and T is reset, which means that it is likely that both of these survivors are at this tile here. We see scratch marks at this tile, and we do find Simfo as well, vaulting the window with Bamboozle, which will force a hit as this pallet has been dropped and broken already. Power at roughly 99. One more blood orb will do the trick. And now, once again, having power. Cookie with a lot of pressure, constantly downing these survivors. Now looking around the hook, trying to see if anyone was going for a sneaky pull, heading towards the top side, as it is likely that that is where Simpo has rotated, in which we do find Simpo with balance landing, going to quickly drop off this building and going to be forcing Locker. Mole's struggle timer is almost out. Will the save come in time? It does not. Now Simpo on the second stage, and Mole has staged and died now, forcing a 2v1. Cookie very much believing that T is in this general area here, but not finding him. Now looking towards this 7 generator, and Shaq here trying to find if T is stealthing for a hatch. The pull does come through, however, by T, looking for blood on Cookie's side here. There could be enough for power. Going back to Hook and this 9 side here, we see just enough blood more power to happen. Instantly pops power and heading towards this 2 generator, trying to prevent a 3rd generator from popping. In this deadly 2v1 scenario, we find T. Sprint is in play here, going around the tree. Good flare from T, and a quick pallet break does come through. Not going to be Demon Dashing just yet. Now heading towards Shack here. He trying to go fake the window vault. Cookie reads the fake though, and now we are looking for this 4K. With Sinfo injured, it will be a little bit easier to figure out where they are because of the grunts of pain and the blood orbs. Trying to finish main in his face, very close to being done, but not just enough. That will be a 4K at 3 generators remaining. Dead Future will be taking this Oni set, and they also took the Ghostface set, which means that Dead Future does win this matchup with a quick 2-0. He was going for a hatch escape here, anticipating Sinfo getting hooked first. It will be found where that would have spawned. Now heading towards where Sinfo was downed. For the viewers, however, unfortunately there will not be a Bubba set today, as probably many of you guys were excited for. You see Cookie try and find this final slug onto Sinfo to officially secure this 4K at 3 generators in. Heading towards where the hatch would be spawning here. Adrenaline does come through onto Sinfo, but both gates are on the bottom side of the map, so Cookie does not have to travel far. With this hill here, he may have a good line of sight of both gates. He can just easily go onto the hill, check the 8 gate, and he has a good view of both gates from here, not needing to travel much distance at all. No red lights on any gate just yet, waiting for Sinfo to make their move. But with the blood orbs, it will be quite easier to find where Sinfo will be. The endgame timer is also dissipating at half the rate, even though there are no survivors hooked or downed. But we do see Sinfo try and open this 5 gate here, catching him off guard, and with not much to work with because this pallet is dropped and bamboozle, a quick down will come through. Dead Future will be taking this matchup on to Rebiirth. Very strong performance from Dead Future and Rebiirth. Both teams played this really well for win cons established. And that will be it for today's matchup. There will be 2 matchups tomorrow as well. So we will see you guys tomorrow with 2 amazing matchups. See you guys.